Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to tonight's show. We've got a great show planned for you. Lots of fun topics. Of course, it's going to be all election centered because, of course, there's nothing else going on right now. So, just to give you a taste of what we're going to talk about, we are going to be obviously speaking about the comment made at the Madison Square Garden Trump rally, where comedian Tony Hinchcliffe made some questionable comments about the island of Puerto Rico and some other things. Was it a hit, a miss, or was it the truth? Also, we're going to be talking about obviously Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are making their final rounds to do their last interviews and rallies before Election Day. And Soonie and I are going to react to some of the fire clips we have been seeing out there. There's tons of stuff for us to react to. So hopefully we'll be able to get to it all. Also, if you didn't catch it this morning, Trump unveiled a new compensation plan, if elected, that he will be putting in place for victims of migrant crime. So these are people that are affected by migrants who have come into this country and committed some type of crime against them or their family. He's going to create a compensation fund that's going to help pay restitution to those families. Last but not least, hopefully it won't be the last thing. You know, we always like to throw some extra stuff in there, but it seems like Kamala Harris has waved the white flag of surrender in North Carolina, and she has pulled $2 million in campaign ads that she was set to spend in the state of North Carolina. So we will talk about that. And did we mention that allegedly she paid Beyonce $3 million to perform or not perform, to speak at her rally? We'll talk about that and more. Make sure you get a snack, get a drink, sit back, and the show starts now.
You are now tuned into Somewhere in the Middle with Soonie and Mo.
Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, Don on the beat.
Hey, I got so many ops.
Everywhere I go, I
got so many ops.
so many ops.
I know they plotting against me. I know it's hate, they wanna kill me, but please don't tempt me, cause I got so many Glocks. Hey, ain't none of them empty. Jesus said they would hate me too. That's how I know it's envy. I got so many ops. I know they plotting against me. I know it's hate, they trying to kill me, but please don't tempt me, cause I got so.
What's up, guys? Oh, my background's gone. What's going on? Something had to go wrong. My intro was finally fire. It was back to fire mode, and now this.
Back
now
to fire mode. Now you're having technical difficulties there in the background. Look at that.
Yeah.
Straight boomer status.
Straight boomer status, I tell you. The hell?
What the hell? What tarnation? That's what my best friend says. What tarnation?
Is it tarnation, Soonie?
Tarnation.
Not tardation.
First of all, I didn't say that. What?
You said what in tardation?
I said what in tardation. Not tardation. What in tarnation?
What in
You don't understand. This is why I say you're not from the South. All right. Texas is not the South. Y'all don't even understand the Southern drawl.
Yeah.
She heard tardation. I said
I'm in the South.
tarnation.
I'm in the South. Okay.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah, Marlena, if you add up all the minutes that she actually spoke, yes, she got paid about 10 minutes. That is correcto.
So what you're saying is Kamala Harris decided to go use our money to pay some robot ass singer to say what she said on the stage and then leave.
Easy now. Okay, I do not need the beehive in our comment section.
F that beehive. Come get some, you little bums. I don't care.
No. Dude, they're like
What
the
does
Demi
Sam
Lovato.
Hill? Bro, my mama used to say that. What does Sam Hill is wrong with you? I'm sorry.
What
Okay,
in
I'm
Sam
sorry.
Hill? All right,
What's
so
a Demi Lovato
Marlena's
what?
Demi Lovato fans are crazy. Okay, the beehive. When the beehive decides to like sink their stingers in you, you're done for. Okay, I just want you to know that. So if
The
you're
beehive can go sit on one and rotate and then go
you're with
play
the
in
beehive.
traffic when they're done. How about that? How about that?
if you're with the beehive, I mean no harm. Okay.
Y'all got Mo over here shook. Wow. What the
I'm
heck?
pandering. I'm
You know
pandering.
We're
I'm
not gonna
tap
say who you
dancing.
pandering to. Nope.
I'm
not
tap
even
dancing
gonna
for
say-
the beehive. Doot, doot,
I
doot, doot, doot,
I
doot.
can't believe what I'm hearing right now.
Yeah. Well, you know,
I'm hurt.
I'm trying to protect our fan base. All 300. Just joking. All
What
right.
up, y'all?
Marlandon says, I feel too good about this election. For some odd reason, I've never felt like this about an election before.
It's 'cause
I
you
felt
watch people like me.
well, to be honest,
what
I
it
had to
is.
remind myself I did feel this way when Joe Biden won. I thought Trump was going to like
I
squash
didn't.
him. And
I
you did
didn't.
it?
I felt like crap that whole day. I was like, bro, he's not gonna win. I don't know.
Really?
It was like at some point, swear to God, I put this on my children. At some point during that, when they were counting and it was taking
Yeah.
forever, I said, we're gonna wake up and he won't be president. And I wasn't even like, of course I was like, what the like they really pulled this off because I thought,
Yeah.
you know when you're one of those, I'm not one of those people. Like I don't prepare. Like I'm not hoping for the worst.
Yeah.
But I'm always preparing myself mentally like this, like the what if.
Yeah.
The what if is always right here. He could lose. So let me just not even get all excited.
I will admit that towards the end, when we had to go to sleep with no result, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, something's fishy. But like going into it, like, like at the
You
point
were
we're at right
hyped.
now, I was
Yeah.
like, he got this in the bag. Like, there ain't no way that man's been in
Yeah.
his basement the whole time. Like, I don't even know how. And then, then it took a quick turn. But hey,
I
if
think
Mark
it was
landed,
only because it was Joe Biden and he had a lot of attachments to Obama.
he had more
I really
history
think,
too.
yeah, I think that's why Democrats felt so comfortable. Like, oh, he'll just be business as usual. It won't be that bad. But I
Yeah.
think it was bad this time, and people are like, hell no.
Right. Yeah, you're right. They were coming off like still with the Obama thing. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. You're right. Okay.
Because it was his third term.
You're right.
Think about it. His first term, everybody was like, we're talking about Obama. His second term, people were done. They're like, oh, you didn't come in here and do what I thought you were going to do at all.
Yeah.
His third term, people are really just like, what? Now, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's
Now,
what I think.
I
could be
will
wrong,
say
though.
this. Okay, the people that make this decision on who's going to run, because
Yeah.
I don't know who made the decision on Kamala. But anyways, the people who make this decision, I thank God that they probably don't listen to this show because I
Yeah.
still stand by this because the more I see her come out and talk,
Yeah.
had they put Michelle as the running person, it would have been scary.
Yeah,
Because-
she would have won.
Yeah,
She would have beat Trump in a
She would have.
landslide.
she would have.
Michelle Obama would have brought a lot of people out. He would have had a really tough time because how do you as Trump debate Michelle Obama?
Right.
This is like a historical thing.
Yeah.
Look at that forehead. Good Lord. I didn't even read the freaking
Listen,
caption and that was the first thing that popped out.
I put this up here for a reason because there's somebody that always comes in our comment section talk about my forehead. Okay. And I just want you to know it ain't that bad.
It ain't that bad. She right.
Yeah.
Because that's
Take it all back. Take it all back.
ooh, man.
Yeah.
We got a lot of fun stuff. What do you want to start with? What are we starting with?
I just had a bad thought. What if
Uh-oh.
something were to happen to Kamala at the last minute?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be Tim. Would it be Tim Walz or could they quickly sneak in a new candidate and just be like,
I
it's
don't
Michelle
know
Obama?
what they would do.
No,
I've
because
never
they
even
couldn't change the
considered that.
ballots. They couldn't change the ballots. Never mind.
I've never even considered that. They would probably have to do something through Congress. I don't know.
It would have to be Tim Walz. And then they'd
Well,
really
he would
be
lose for sure.
for
He's a pathological liar. Like
dude. When I say
no,
he gives
not
me
pathological. What's
Yeah.
the other one? Oh, there's another one.
he's a sociopath. Sociopath?
No, it's pathological, and then it's like
I'm trying to think.
you know what I'm talking about, don't you? It's like on the tip of your tongue. I know it is. Come on,
I know
people
what you're
in the chat.
I know what you're trying to say, but at the end of the day, the guy gives me major creeper vibes, and I can almost guarantee you he stays with a pair of Dora the Explorer panties in his pocket at all times. That's how weird he is. Like he gives me
Allegedly, first of all.
allegedly Tim Walz has a pair of Dora the Explorer panties in his pocket.
Oh my
Trying
God.
to get us taken off of freaking YouTube.
Just saying. I'm just saying. Ain't nobody checking on Tim Walz.
She said
Yeah.
Dora the Explorer, but that's kind of fucked up.
Because he has those vibes, Soonie. Creeper vibes.
Creeper.
Anyways, let's see. Let's look at these comments, okay? Marlandon says, "It's damned if you do, damned if you don't with them people. Because if a Mexican would have said, they would have been labeled as self-hating and want to be right." Okay, so he's talking about let's just
Are we scooting on into that?
scoot on into that topic since
All
it's
right.
since Marlandon so eloquently slid us into the topic. Well, okay.
I have no comment.
I know. It was just no diddy. You know what I mean? No diddy.
No diddy.
Um
Pause.
no, I so let's start off if you
Oh no, where'd your audio go?
did it go away?
Okay, you're back now. That was weird.
Okay. So let's start off with showing this video from the and I'm gonna speed it up a little bit because we don't want to get
Yeah, YouTube has been real anal lately.
real anal. Okay, so Julia said put it at 1.5. All right. So pay attention because it's gonna move fast. All right.
Well, I live in the great state of Texas now. 18 years in Ohio, 20 years in California, and I got to see California turn to absolute horrendous thing. And traveling the world, I got to see San Francisco turn into one of the most demented cities, one of the greatest downfalls I've ever seen. And that is where the other candidate worked for 2 decades. And
So I say he started with the truth, right?
Yeah.
San Francisco is a demented city. There's no lies detected.
Mhm.
it's absolutely wild to see. And in Texas, stuff is really, really crazy. We're right there by a wide open border. Where are my proud Latinos at tonight? You guys see what I mean? It's wide open. There's so many of them.
Another truth. I detect no lies.
It's absolutely incredible. Believe it or not, people, I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this. It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies too. Just know that.
That's the truth.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country.
All truth.
Yo.
That's all truth. I mean, listen, let me, before I continue, I'm going to say this. This guy is a comedian and he's known for this type of stuff. Do I think that a rally was the right place for
No.
it? At first I was like, no, but then I was just like, okay, Donald Trump can't win for anything. Cause like 1 minute he's freaking boring. He's not with the culture. He's not cool enough. And then we bring this dude in and now we're upset. But let's not forget that Beyonce had Glorilla shaking her ass cheeks at her rally. Nobody batted an eye about that. And then we got Michelle Obama at another rally talking about men are the problem. We need to have the right to kill our babies, and nobody batted an eye at that. So I'm just gonna say something real quick. I am not going to be apologetic about this. Okay,
The Trumper comes out.
would it have been my choice to have this particular guy? Would I have said, "Hey, I need to see your whole freaking spiel"? I would have vetted that a little bit better, but I'm not going to be apologetic because the left apologizes for none of the debauchery that they have at their events. And you can't
Mhm.
try to debate me on that one.
I got you.
Okay, hold on. Let me finish this.
Okay.
Republicans are the party with a good sense of humor. Free speech is under attack, people. I host a show, and each week I get updates what words we're allowed to use and not use anymore. It's happening right now the past few years. It's a real thing. And, used to be able to tell people to Google stuff. My mom's a boomer in the state of Ohio, and there's no convincing her of anything. She's eating the cats. She's eating the dogs. They're eating the pets up there. It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is. And, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting.
You kind of heard the crowd. They were like, "Oh," like some people were laughing. I would have laughed at it. And I'm, Puerto Rican. I'm half Puerto Rican, so I would have laughed. I would have had no problem with this. But we'll listen to a little bit more, and then we'll talk about it.
Now, again, normally I don't follow the national anthem, everybody. This isn't exactly a perfect comedy setup. There's some people here. All right. Very good. I like it. I have other policies that I think it should be implemented as well. Like me personally, I think football should be all year round. Yeah. So many great athletes. I don't know about you guys, but I think that Travis Kelce might be the next O.J. Simpson.
That definitely wasn't funny.
Feels good in here. The other side's got a lot of crazy endorsements. Swift, Eminem, Leo DiCaprio, Beyonce. Every day the Democratic Party looks more and more like a P. Diddy party. Oh, okay.
I like that one.
Okay, that's what you guys want. All right. Heck yeah. It's cool. Black guy with a...
So there you go. It goes on for quite a few minutes, but we'll stop it right there. What are your thoughts, Soonie?
I think there's a time and a place for everything. I think there's a time to have something like that. But when you have a pound of eyes on you and constant scrutiny, I do think there's a time to be responsible. And the crowd reacted. Whoa, right? Because it's like, ha ha, not ha ha. Didn't think it was appropriate. And Laura Trump even put out a statement that that person allegedly wasn't even scheduled to speak. So
The comedian, was it?
that's what Laura, if you look on Tony Montaga's page, because he talked to her, he put out a statement and he asked her, I wish I could post this. And she outright says it. It was in bad taste. And that's not something that represents them or the Trump family.
On Tony's Instagram page?
Yep, Tony Montaga.
Let me go look it up. Hold on. I want to see it because I hadn't seen it. Anyways,
What
keep talking.
difference? What's the difference between this and the George Lopez about Puerto Rico? Well, if you thought it was in bad taste for George Lopez to do it, why didn't you think it was in bad taste to do this to do it?
I didn't think it was in
shouldn't
bad
matter
taste.
Yeah, but a lot of people were like, did you hear what he said about Mexicans? There was a lot of people on the right that didn't like what he said. They felt like if somebody on the right said that, it would be deemed racist. Like, it's about time that people just stop asking stupid questions when you already know what it is. If you're Republican and you say something that's off, pushing the envelope a little bit, you're going to get flack. If you're Democrat and you say something that pushes the buttons, you're going to get flack. Both sides do it to each other. Now, you're at Madison Square Garden. I don't think it was a time or the place for that. I just don't. I don't think it was the time or the place to get up there and joke about the cats and the dogs, because it's just stupid. Talk about what matters, bro. Like, good Lord. We can still have fun and talk about the shit that matters. That's just me.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm about to just go ahead and put the nail in a coffin. Y'all ready?
Uh-oh.
I don't have the sound. I wish I could have the sound of like, let's go back into time, guys. Do you remember when I played a video of a white person asking a black person, did they want to get on this shit back to Africa? And Mo was like, I don't like that. That is just rude.
I said that? I don't remember.
Oh my God!
I mean, I'm just saying I don't remember. I have a bad memory. Okay, so then what happened?
You wanted to get into a debate about how it was wrong and how that joke was just too much. And you specifically said it might be too much because he's white. And I'm like, dude, you just joked. Your friend just came up here and talked about you putting white people in a plantation picking cotton. Am I jogging the memory now?
No, honestly, I'm really trying to remember. And I'll just say this: if anybody knows me in the comments, like personally, I am renowned for my poor memory. Okay, I was in an accident when I was young. I have a bad memory, so
Thank you, Marlandon. I just wanted to point that out.
Oh, okay. Well, that was a debate on our show, I think, but. Like I said, I personally would not have had a comedian that I didn't vet him, and I wouldn't have chanced it. Like, I wouldn't have been like, yeah, sure, just go on stage. Like, he was literally the opening. I think he was like first or second or whatever. That's kind of risky if he wasn't planned to be there. Yeah, which is weird. I can't find the video on Tony's page. Was it alive?
No, it's a screenshot. I'll send it to you right now.
Okay. Send it to me on WhatsApp. Anyways, but yeah, I mean,
it's just in poor taste. That's all. Look, it's a joke. Some of it was funny. A lot of it wasn't funny. But I think that's for a certain audience. Like, I don't think the guy's funny. I don't even know who he is.
Yeah.
Maybe it would have hit a little different if it came from somebody like Cat Williams, because He's a comedian. I don't know. It's somebody you know.
But this
And
guy's a
maybe
comedian.
it would have hit different because he's black. Like you hear a black person say,
Okay, well, I got a
Shit.
problem with that. I do have a problem with that because I feel like you shouldn't have to be a certain type of comedian. Comedy
Why
is
not?
comedy because
No, it's
that's
not,
just
bro.
good.
I don't agree with that.
No. Comedy is comedy. Just like I didn't have I don't even like George Lopez, but I love George Lopez's comedy because his take on Latinos and like the Latino family is spot on. Okay. Now, if somebody who was like a white apologist, okay, heard it, they would be like, oh my God, like, I can't believe you said that, but like to us, it's real. Who said that? Who said that? Was it Marlandon? Dude, you always gotta have
No,
a slick ass mouth.
It was me.
Oh, okay.
It was
anyways,
me.
anyways, I'll play the George Lopez thing so y'all can see that. But okay, so this is what it said. Believe me, we are all upset. Hold up just a second. Lara Trump's picture is this thing right here. I can't make it any bigger. But what is this shit? She looks naked in this picture. That ain't Laura Trump. Hold on. Believe me, we are all upset that the media is trying to overshadow an incredible historic night. This guy was not speaking for anyone on the campaign and certainly not. Oh, he was saying he was not speaking for anyone on the campaign.
And
Well-
there's also someone saying he wasn't scheduled to speak either.
Oh, but she didn't say that.
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't
Well,
say she said that. I said she said that this person didn't speak for Donald Trump or their team.
yeah.
And she also said the media is using it to overshadow what was going on. So, which is
course.
what I said. If you know
That
the
sure
media
her
is
picture.
going to try to run you through the mud, why wouldn't you have Madison Square Garden be the don't and it's not saying don't walk on eggshells because of the left. It's called being smart. That's what
Yeah.
it is. Just be smart.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I thought it was dumb to have somebody like that there, but I'm not going to apologize for it because I'm just like I said, the left does all kinds of stupid ass shit and they don't have to account for any of it. So I'm not going to say, I'm sorry, it was like wrong time, wrong place, poor taste. No, you know what? Move on. Just like you did when Megan Thee Stallion dropped it like it's hot on the stage at Kamala's rally. No, keep it pushing.
Ethnic humor and comedy. Ethnic humor and comedy is one thing. It's all about the setting and intent. Something like that at a political rally when Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory comes off as not only racist but moronic.
But
Hey man, you can remove the racist part. Does it come off as moronic? Yeah, it comes off as if the right is tone deaf. It just does, bro. Like, know your audience. Know the time and the place. I can't come on here and act like a total fool, and then when people are like, "Ew, what the heck?" and I'm a comedian. Why not? Well, obviously people didn't enjoy my comedy, and if people didn't enjoy it, they just didn't enjoy it. It was in bad taste.
But here's my other thing. He was in New York. If there's knowing your audience, New Yorkers say it like it is. Okay. They don't hold back. In fact, the dude that was up there that was there to paint a picture of Trump, okay, he went up there and he was like, I fucking love this guy. Like he was cussing and nobody had a problem with it. Like he had all this foul language saying he's the fucking best president ever. Like he was dropping all these F-bombs. One could say this is not the time or place because this is a family event. Cover your kids' ears. Like don't bring them to a rally because it's like obviously it's gloves off on both sides. And as far as Puerto Rico goes, okay, because this is a Puerto Rican right here. They're 60, 70, 80%, okay, vote Democrat. So we really don't care, okay, about
What?
Puerto Rico. No, we don't.
That's
We
insane.
don't. No. Puerto Ricans are mainly Democratic voters. So whether they want to take that and let it hurt their feelings. And I was with some Puerto Ricans this weekend at a rally when this news broke, and they were just like, whatever, man, whatever. Like, it's not going to change anything for us. We know what's up. And I'm like, exactly. If this little thing changed your mind, because he didn't say anything about Puerto Rican people. And P.S., okay, Puerto Rico is not in the best shape. Puerto Rico's government is corrupt. The Puerto Ricans vote for exactly what they have, just like the Democrats here vote. So miss me with all the Puerto Rico's a U.S. territory, whatever. Miss me.
Now imagine if
Me?
someone said that
Me?
about Texas. And matter of fact, let's just go ahead and show this.
Okay.
Let's just go ahead and show this because I think this is going to shut down your entire argument. I would. We'll see though. I think it
Okay.
is.
Okay. Let's see.
Nah, I gotta chill with the false equivalency assumption. I don't support Harris. Damn sure not a fan of a trash. Oh, it was just bad optics. Period. I agree with you from a PR standpoint. All right, you guys ready? And go.
Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization is seen as unconscionable, and it's un-American.
Now, when people like Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton get on the stage and call American citizens trash and deplorables, there's an issue. When comedians get on the stage and call Trump supporters deplorable and trash, there's an issue. I do think that there needs to be a certain decorum you hold when you're talking about a U.S. territory. Period. They are part of the U.S. And if you're going to be a president for the U.S., having people on the stage saying stupid shit like that is not a good look. If Joe Biden can't get on CNN and say what he just said and it's free speech and who cares, then neither can this guy, especially not at Madison Square Garden, where you're already under a shit ton of scrutiny. Can't do it. If Joe Biden were to say, all I see is litter of garbage in Texas, that's what I see when I look at his supporters, the conversation would be completely different. People would be like, excuse me? You're a president talking about U.S. citizens like that. Well, this guy's a comedian talking about a U.S. territory like that. It's the same thing.
But he was talking about the island, and it was a true statement. Okay, it is a true statement that the beaches there are not the best. It is a disaster there. Okay, I guess my point is, was it the right time or place? No. Was it a factual statement? Yes. It was a factual statement. And he didn't say it about the Puerto Rican people. He didn't say the Puerto Rican people are trash. Trump didn't come out and say the Puerto Rican people are trash. This comedian came out and said that the island of Puerto Rico, he likened it to a floating pile of garbage out in the ocean. I'm sorry, but I don't I'm not tied to land. You could come and say, I think Texas is a pile of trash. I'm gonna be like, yeah, some parts are. Like Louisiana, love the food, smells like shit. That's a fact.
Yeah, but
if you're from Louisiana, you don't like that.
You're a citizen. Like, who are you? You can say that. You're not Donald Trump at a Donald Trump rally.
But Donald Trump didn't say it. But Donald Trump didn't say it.
It was at his rally.
I get that, but I'm just trying to say, let's not confuse that it was Donald Trump who said something about it. I'm just saying that is a fact. That is a fact. That is a fact. Okay. And I'm not even getting into all the bullshit that they tried to spin that, Trump was throwing paper towels at the Puerto Rican people after Hurricane Maria. He was literally at a
why bring up Trump?
No, it was Trump. That's what I'm saying. Like, they tried that story with the Puerto Ricans. They were like, oh, Trump threw paper towels out at you guys. He was literally at a donation center and they were handing out paper towels and he decided to throw a few out to the crowd. There's that. Okay. Then there's he withheld funds. He gave them $1.8 million or $1 billion, I think it was in the beginning. Then the news came out about the governor stealing money and all his people that worked underneath him stealing those funds. They locked up all the supplies from the people. The citizens had to break into these warehouses to get the funds and all the relief supplies that the U.S. sent. Okay. So Trump, or I will say Ben Carson, because he was in charge of HUD, he said, we're slowing down the money that's going to Puerto Rico because they are not giving it to the people. Why would you continue to give them one lump sum? And guess what? When the Biden administration came on, that was one of the first things they did was they, quote unquote, made this announcement that they were releasing all the funds to the people in Puerto Rico. Guess what? Puerto Rico's still in freaking ruins, okay? They still can't rebuild from Hurricane Maria. I thought you gave them all the money. Where's it at? Haceme el favor. That's all I got to say. But that's for my Puerto Rican people. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
Mhm.
Puerto Rico's
I'm
fault or
telling
is
you.
it the U.S. government's fault? I mean, it was a spoiled war from Spain, kept like a pet, but the inhabitants treated like second-class citizens. Hey, look, bro, when you get into like the nuance of things and people's perspectives change, it changes. It's easy to make comments like this when we don't have a full understanding of things. I just don't think it was smart. But it just seems like people want to pick and choose when it's time to be serious and when it's time to think about what you say. And then we get into the realm of, well, the left does it too. I'm like, I don't really care what the left does. The left supported gay marriage, and then y'all hopped on supporting gay marriage. The left is forcing the right to acquiesce in a lot of different ways. Just make them a state. Hey man, it's a territory.
They don't want to be red pill. They want to be. This is the thing. See, this is the understanding that I have because my family's from there. My family had a home there. Okay, the hurricane destroyed that home and they tore it down, sold the land and got rid of it because they were never going to be able to build back what they had in any time, in any reasonable time. And the people of Puerto Rico do not want to be made a state.
Excuse me.
They don't want to be subject to the laws or whatever they associate the United States with. But I will tell you this right now. Every Puerto Rican I know that was born in Puerto Rico, guess where they're at? Not in Puerto Rico. Let that speak. Listen, I love Puerto Rico. It's beautiful. Okay. Beautiful island. If you go where they have it set up for the tourists, any place else, basura. That's trash in Spanish, by the way. Basura. Okay. I'm sorry, but that is the fact. That is the fact.
Parts of the U.S. are trash.
Yeah,
Does
it
that
is.
mean that the U.S. is trash?
No, it doesn't mean that the US is trash. And just because
Why
a comedian said it doesn't necessarily mean that it's trash.
What if a comedian said that?
Oh, so what? It's not going to change my vote.
It ain't about you changing your vote. You know you would have something to say about that.
I don't think so.
Dog.
I don't think so because it's a comedian. It's a comedian.
Stop the cap.
If he was
No.
a left-leaning comedian and he said America was shit, you would have a completely different perspective. It's only because he's on the right.
No,
That's it.
no, no, it's not. It's
I'm not
really
doing
not.
this. Okay. You can deny reality all you want. Okay. I cannot wait until a comedian comes out and talks
Yeah.
about how shitty this country is and brings up the shitty parts and watch how many right-leaning people come out and say, that is not what America is. All you're doing is pointing out the worst parts and you're trying to mischaracterize America. That is exactly what people would come out and say.
Well,
For a
here's
fact.
something for you. My allegiance is to the United States.
Here we
I don't pledge an allegiance to Puerto Rico. I don't
Yo,
pledge an allegiance to Puerto Rico.
Somebody get my tap dancing video right now. Where is that video?
No, I don't pledge allegiance to Puerto Rico.
Stop the cap.
I don't. I don't. I don't
Now it's about
care.
pledging allegiance, or is it about erroneous statements?
No, I just like maybe if a comedian came out and said America is crap. First of all, I'd be like, why are you having a comedian at your rally that's talking about our country? But I don't give a damn about Puerto Rico. I don't claim an allegiance to Texas. I don't. So like if you want to come out and talk shit about Texas, talk shit about Texas. But if you're a comedian, come on, man. The things I laugh at with comedians are the shit is like the funniest stuff. The whole thing about comedy is you take something that has a negative connotation and you make it funny. I'm sorry. I just have, you know what it is, Soonie, is you
Hey, look,
know
and guess what? And guess
you're a
what?
stick in the mud.
Right-leaning people act like crybabies. The second Saturday Night Live said some crazy shit about Trump. They act like crybabies.
What'd they say?
But when their
What'd they say?
comedians get on stage, they made fun of Trump for 8 years straight.
Okay, I just want to say Alec Baldwin making fun of Trump on Saturday Night Live was one of my most favorite skits. Like, I love when people make fun of Trump. I love it. Like, no matter what it is, they could be making fun of him getting shot. As long as it's in a comedy setting, I'm okay with it. As long as it's in a comedy setting, I'm okay with it. Okay. But Alec Baldwin
not the
doing Trump
slaves
was
on
one
the
of my
ship.
favorites.
But not asking black people if they want to go back to Africa. Hey, I got a free trip back to Africa. You want to go? No, you
You're
didn't
talking to
like
me?
that joke. Yes, you.
I honestly don't remember that. Like,
I'm gonna find this clip.
Yeah, I need you to find it.
Yeah, because your friend came up and called you out and showed the picture of you putting white people on plantations. I said, I don't want to hear nothing else from you for the rest of the day.
Okay, let me play the George Lopez clip because Sooney's
Okay.
pissing me off. And by the way, wait. By the way, this is at a Kamala Harris rally in Arizona.
And he was going to build a wall. And George Lopez said, you better build it in one day, because if you leave that material out there overnight.
He just said basically Mexicans are thieves. Okay. Nobody batted an eye. Jessica.
What if he would have got up there and said black people were thugs?
If he would have said a funny joke, I would have laughed. Because I laugh at all the black comedians. Dave Chappelle is one of the worst. He'd be Dave Chappelle and Cat Williams rag on. I get it. Oh, it's because they're talking about their own people. I get it. They're talking about their own people. Well, Tony said he travels to Puerto Rico all the time. He has a lot of friends, a lot of Puerto Rican friends.
I love trying to watch you debating is freaking hilarious.
Yeah, because I debate just pure from the heart. Okay.
All
I
she's
debate
doing
from
is
the heart.
appealing to the feelings.
I appeal to the feelings. That's me. I'm a feelings girl.
Oh man. Okay. You didn't win this one, but we can move on.
And Jessica, I get it. They fight for our country, but we're not talking about Puerto Ricans. I'm a Puerto Rican. Did I cry? Did I go bang on the door at the voter office and be like, let me change my vote? No.
She definitely freaked out when she saw that white man asking them black folks if they want to go back to Africa.
I don't remember that. Listen, despite that joke, I would crawl on broken glass to go cast a second vote for Donald Trump.
I'm about to go find him.
Go take that to the bank. Oh man. Anyways, so that's our thought. That's my thoughts, at least. That's Soonie's thoughts on the Tony Hinchcliffe. We clearly do not meet somewhere in the middle on that one.
Not on this subject, no. We're going to be on two opposite sides of the spectrum here.
Yeah.
It's okay though. It's not that big of a deal.
Is Jessica? Are you Puerto Rican? But your thing says Aloha TV. Maybe you're from Hawaii.
Hawaii.
So I assume if you're Hawaiian that you're voting for Trump because the Harris Biden team kind of left y'all in a lurch out there in Hawaii. So just saying.
Just saying.
I'm just saying.
You might want to go. Okay. Well, you know what? Since we're talking about statements that people are making.
Okay.
How about I run a few statements and we'll see what you think about these, and watch the energy flip, you guys. I just want you to watch it in real time.
Don't do that. Don't set them up for whatever my reaction. You never know what my reaction is going to be. I surprise you every time.
Okay, we shall see. Are you guys ready for the first clip?
Yeah.
Do you agree that black men who are not voting for Harris and who didn't vote for you, as the pastor sees it, are misogynist? As he said, misogyny is still real in our community.
I would say, number one, I know it's a shock to everyone, but sexism remains real and a very pertinent issue. But I want us to be really clear that Kamala Harris is doing very well with black men. Black men are the second strongest cohort of Democratic voters. What we're seeing, though, is that she is showing them due respect by actually speaking to their issues. And those issues differ from other cohorts. I'm not quite certain why there is this panic about black men voting. They vote. In fact, they vote more than their counterparts in any other community for Democrats. However, we do have to acknowledge that there is sexism, there is racism, there are challenges in our electorate, and that's why it's so important that Kamala Harris is going everywhere and talking to everyone. She respects voters, she meets them where they are, and she refuses to be told that she has lost a cohort, lost a community, simply because she's different. The best candidates recognize that you win by meeting people where they are. And Kamala Harris is doing that every single day. And we'll keep doing it for the next 14 days until we get to Election Day.
What did you think about that?
So what did she say? She's gaining popularity with men, black men?
Yeah.
Oh, I would ask Stacey Abrams what she thinks about this. This is Kamala Harris at a bar, by the way, having a conversation with Gretchen Whitmer. Oh, shit. It's on. Hold on. It's on Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah. Oh, we have microphones and it's listening to everything. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. So, well, you'll bleep my F words. We just told all the family secrets.
So that was her saying that they needed to move more ground on men. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then y'all maybe have heard, and if you hadn't, I'll play the clip from Big Mike talking at the rally about how, men, they better check themselves basically because y'all are messing it up for women. So, and she said specifically black men. And then there's, of course, that clip of Barack Obama lecturing black men about how they aren't stepping up enough for Kamala Harris. So to Stacey Abrams, you maybe need to quit politics and become a comedian because that was the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Did you see the energy shift, y'all?
Was I not keeping it 100 with the whole thing? Comedy is comedy. Nothing she said was valid. Stacey Abrams is... I mean, a trash.
It was distasteful, and it was distasteful.
Oh,
That's
I didn't
why
even.
you had the response you had.
No. I didn't even.
You don't think it's distasteful to refer as black men as misogynist and racist because they don't want to vote for Kamala?
Do I think it's distasteful?
Yeah.
I think it's like laughable that a black woman will stand up there and talk to black men that way. Are you kidding me?
You think that's funny? Why?
I think it's hilarious because it goes to show who's running the show over there. Okay, black men, you need to stand. And I'm not talking about all black men, okay? Because the only black men I know, good men, strong men, okay? But those of y'all that are sitting around contemplating if you're going to vote for this woman, check yourself, okay? Because if you're going to take advice from fat ass Stacey Abrams and dick slinging Big Mike, maybe you're not so much of a man after all.
I'm done with this show.
Yeah. I'm hot tonight, man. I'm hot tonight.
Okay.
I say bring back misogyny, bring back
misogyny.
Well, how they define it, because they define misogyny in such a loose way. Like these days, if you're a man who wants to run your household, if you're a man who opens the door for women, if you're a man who wants to work and provide for your family, that's now labeled misogynist to these people. Like they're crazy. Like they live in cuckoo land.
Okay. You're going to die on this hill.
Yeah. She's an idiot. Next clip. What's the next clip you got for me to...
I'm not going to show that.
Why? Because you don't think you're going to get the reaction you want?
I got the reaction I wanted. You just had a whole passionate diatribe about what they have to say about black men because you thought it was distasteful. You don't want to say it. But the reason that you had that passionate response is because you're like, wow, what an idiotic / hilarious statement to make about black men because you're choosing to. So you exhibited some passion behind it.
Oh,
Differently than what we were just talking about. They made a statement about a country and you said, whatever, it's a shithole. Mm-hmm. Whatever. So what?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But that was a comedian. She's not a comedian. I said she
Who
should
cares?
be. No, that does matter though.
You said it was the truth. It doesn't matter if it's the truth.
No, it does.
It does not matter if a comedian says it.
Absolutely not. If you are a comedian, there are no rules. If you're a comedian, you can say shit.
Oh my God.
If you're a comedian, there is no rules. That's the thing about comedy. Now, she is sitting there in an interview being asked a serious question, and she answered it the way she did. And I thought her answer was laughable because she has the nerve to sit up there and say that. That's crazy. Who is you, Stacey Abrams?
Who is him? Who is him on that stage?
I don't know. I don't watch him. What is wrong? Okay, you know what? I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm just not gonna talk. Fine. You want me to go back to being
Yo, you're such a baby.
I'm what? What'd you say? I'm a baby?
You're such a baby. I'm
Why?
not talking anymore.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk anymore. I'm not gonna talk anymore.
Yes, you are. You're gonna talk because I'm gonna show you something
'Cause I
that's
can't
gonna
help
make you
it.
want to talk.
Because I can't help myself. Ugh. I've had a rough week, man. I've had a rough freaking week. Just let me live, okay? Just let me breathe. Let me breathe, okay?
Let her breathe. Okay. Ooh, Richard Pryor can say stuff about elected officials shouldn't. What? What? Do you know what that says? Did I read it wrong?
Richard Pryor can say stuff officials shouldn't. Like, she's making my point that, like, comedians can say stuff, but an elective official shouldn't say the same thing.
You guys are right wingers.
Taken
It's
differently.
okay.
No, she my girl. She my
y'all,
girl.
y'all like, just go ahead and throw your R's up. Pull your red flag out. Throw your R up. We know where y'all at with it.
Richard Pryor can't say anything unless you got a Ouija board. That's messed up.
Channeling the dead.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty funny though. All right, y'all. I did a brief reaction to this earlier on my channel.
Okay.
And I thought, this is freaking hilarious. Kamala Harris openly admits that she just really loves the culture, but she's not really black. Did you guys see this?
I love this interview to death.
I thought that this was a very good interview. I thought that Shannon Sharp, you did a good job of softballing her and exposing her at the same time. I appreciate
quality journalism right there.
Let's just go ahead and run this clip.
My mother, she understood that there is a community that she wanted her children to be raised in. Mm-hmm. And she was very intentional and purposeful about that. Mm-hmm. And so I always say to people, even when I took the stage as the nominee for the Democratic nomination, that, you know, there is the family that you have by birth, and there is also the family you have by love.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's interesting. Play cousins.
Yeah. I said, that's what I said, right? I'm like, okay, I got play cousins. But then she kept going. Listen to who her play cousins were. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I have some fact checks for you guys.
And they're equally family. Yes. Right. And I learned that from my mother. So my mother, I had all these aunties and uncles. My Uncle Sherman, who was one of the first black men to graduate from Berkeley School of Law, who, when we were young girls, sat us down and taught us how to play chess. Because Uncle Sherman said, you need to understand how the chessboard works because that's the way the world works.
Now, Uncle Sherman.
Wait a minute.
Sherman.
Wait a minute. She came from a middle-class family, right? Uncle Sherman graduated from a Berkeley School of Law?
Berkeley. Yeah. Yeah.
How does that happen when you're oppressed and black? Tell me. Explain it.
Well, let's not forget, he was one of the first black men to graduate from Berkeley, the School of Law. But when we do a fact check of this, yes. You didn't hear her say that?
Yeah, I did hear her say that, but like, it's not true?
No, you listen. The first, what does one of the first mean?
What do you mean? What does one of the first?
What is one of the first mean? How can you be one of the first?
Right. Well, I would say you're like the top 10, like in the first class, like in the first graduating class. That's how I would take it.
There is no one of the first. There's only one first. So there's the first black man to graduate from Berkeley School of Law was in 1922, and his name was Walter A. Gordon. Okay. When you look into the black men that have graduated from the School of Law, Berkeley, the School of Law, it's over 400 black men. So how can your uncle be one of the first of anything? Your Uncle Sherman that no one's ever heard of up until this point?
Yeah.
that taught you chess because you needed to know the bigger picture, which you clearly don't see the bigger picture now. So Uncle Sherman
Definitely
didn't
not.
do too good of a job teaching you how to play chess.
Definitely not.
She's lying. How can he
Yeah.
be one of the first? The first
Right.
one graduated in 1922. There's no way.
Oh man. She's
Right.
so funny, man. She is so I'm telling you, you know what? Her, Stacey Abrams, and AOC, they should get together and do the Queens of Comedy tour and take it on the road.
She said one of the first. Clip it for us, Julius. Go back and clip it. One of the first. Okay. And apparently, Mr. Sherman, aka Walter, he's still kicking and screaming. And then wait a minute. When you look into her family member named Walter, Walter lives in Jamaica. And Walter, according to the math that some of my people did in the background, shout out to Sidham, shout out to FAFO.
Yeah.
He would have been he wouldn't have even been born back then. Cause he's 50 now. So how could he have been one of the first teaching you to play chess when you were a little girl and you clearly older than him?
That's just like Grandma Beryl. How'd you get a picture with her when you weren't even born by the time she died?
And this is cousin Walter.
Yeah.
So Kamala.
Why he look like what's that movie? The Disney movie about the Samoan
Moana.
people? Why he look like the dude from Moana? Stop.
But it gets better, y'all. That was just Uncle Sherman. Keep going.
They're going to be different players with different moves, and you need to see the whole board. My mother raised us around, like my auntie Chris, who went to Howard in the 50s.
Her auntie Chris that went to Howard in the 50s.
Show
Who
it.
is this woman? I don't know who
Yeah.
Auntie Chris is. We couldn't
Okay,
fool nobody.
So we know that there is like a Krishan or something family member like on her, I think it's her mom's or no, her dad's side of the family, the Christian family or something like that it's called. So there is an Auntie Chris somewhere in the lineage. I just can't remember where she falls.
But she ain't. This is the mama though. This is who
No,
the
but
mother had her around
Yeah, but I'm saying there's probably somebody named Chris named
in
after
the family.
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
but riddle me this:
Oh, Lord.
how are you living? You're a middle class family with all these black people going to these prestigious colleges.
Because she wasn't from a middle class family.
Because exactly, you weren't. You lived above your nanny.
Yeah.
Your mama was paying that lady to take care of you. And your
Yeah.
Aunt Chris is what inspires you to go to Howard, not black culture. Okay. And
Yeah.
these people are and you're not even using play auntie and play uncle right. I just wanted to call that out.
But she low-key set it up because the news about Candace's like deep dive into her genealogy is getting around. So you notice that she's like setting it up for, well, there's the family that's your blood family, and then there's that family that you consider family. So she's
There we
already
go.
she's already setting up the storyline because when this really breaks, she's about to be like, well, I never said they were blood family.
They my family though. Exactly.
She's already setting y'all
already
up.
laying the stage. Miss Chrissy, but Miss Chrissy's she in the 50s. Miss Chrissy from Jamaica went to Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Kamala Harris is making up family members, bro.
Legit.
She knows that these people, what she should have said. This is what she should have said. I wrote a statement for Kamala. Can I read it?
Okay.
I should be her writer.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hit us with it.
You just made me laugh.
Why? Because I said hit
You
us
said
with
hit
it.
us with it.
Hit us with it. Hit us with your statement.
This is what Kamala should have said. Listen, I'm not black, but I feel an affinity and attachment to black culture. And these people that my mother put in my life really gave me that passion. And I love them so much so that they are like my family. Even though we're not blood related, we're still family. That's all she had to come out and say. Listen, I'm not black, but I really dig y'all's culture, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it. Okay. But here's my scathing response to Kamala. If she ever comes across Soonie and Mo's show, somewhere in the middle. Okay, this is what I want you to know.
Okay, let her
It
have
is
it.
essential to recognize and respect the distinction between cultural heritage by birth and cultural heritage by connection. Why am I
Facts.
saying that? Because I can't walk up to a Jewish person and say, I am now Jewish. They
Mhm.
have certain traditions that I don't necessarily follow, right?
Yeah,
So would
yeah,
I be welcome like that? I wouldn't. But
yeah.
it's important to know the distinction through community and friendships. When someone highlights their connections and influences as family by love, while
Mhm.
carefully avoiding the subject of biological heritage, what does that do? It raises questions about the authenticity of that person. This makes me think that Candace Owens scared the living shit out of this woman
She
because she's
did.
been walking around calling herself the first African American VP for years now.
Yeah.
4 years. Before then, she was calling herself the first black female
Yes.
elected senator.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
So, show respect for any culture. Just acknowledge your own roots and stop pretending to be a part of this community when you're truly not. When you're speaking from friendships and connections that you have made, that's amazing. I have friends that have become my family.
Yeah.
But you're not going to catch me saying, no, this is my real sister. Erica's not my real sister, and I'm not Mexican.
Yeah.
She's
And
not.
honestly, like, because we all know, like, she never really had a relationship with her father or her father's side of the
Yeah.
family, but according to her, her mom was very, like, conscious to
Yes.
raise her and her sister as two black women. How that happened, I don't know. Okay. Considering her mom, I don't know. There was no
Her
other
mother
black
was an inch.
influences. Yeah.
Exactly.
There was no black influences. Okay.
Come
But,
on.
I forgot what I was going to say. See, my memory is shit these days. What were you talking about? What were you saying that made me want to comment?
I just said it's important to know the distinction, and it's important to don't try to sneak. She double spoke. This is my family by love. While
Yeah.
you completely avoid the conversation of your actual heritage when people question you on it. And
Yeah.
honestly, it only matters because she's lying. If she were being truthful, no one would care what race she is. But when
Yeah.
when you like purport something about yourself, I'm the first African American female president. That's
Yeah.
kind of weird, bro. It's just weird.
What I was going to say was this. If she were to just say, "Hey, listen, I didn't have a great relationship with my dad. So, in order to kind of like have black influences around me, my mom had these people and I referred to them as Uncle whatever and Uncle Freddie
Mm-hmm.
and Uncle Sherman, and that was to keep my black side of the family around me, right? Like, and she wrote a
Right.
book saying that and she was transparent with that. It would have been
Yes.
fine. But
Yes.
she, make no mistake about it, she calls these people my grandmother. I remember when I was little, this, that, and the other. She doesn't
Mhm.
say anything about these people were like family members.
Nope, she doesn't.
And real quick, I'm gonna put something up here and then we'll go back to your video.
Yeah.
If you guys follow me on TikTok, I had posted this a while ago. Okay. So this was an interview that like mistakenly came across my YouTube suggestion.
Uh-oh.
And this was an
Yes.
Indian news source. Okay. So this was an Indian news channel. They were interviewing Kamala's aunt. Okay.
Really?
About this was when Kamala ran for when she was running with Joe Biden for vice president. Take a listen at the question. And it's funny because Candace was tagged, I think, over 500 times on this video. And she finally used it in her show today. Because I was like, you need to see this, Candace. Anyways, take a listen to this.
She goes to every now and then Kamala and her husband call her and she goes to visit them. She stays with them for 4 or 5 days and cooks good South Indian food for them for 4 or 5 days and comes back.
Ma'am, looking ahead, Kamala Harris has also said that I'm a black woman who's got into the vice president post, but I will not be the last. And many are also saying that she will be the future president in 2024. Your take on that?
I don't know. I have no comment.
Ma'am, I'd like to ask.
She has no comment. Okay. He specifically said she will be the first black president and she had no comment. I'm just saying. All right, let's get back to Shannon
Kamala,
Sharp because
Kamala.
that interview was the best.
Oops.
Oh, Try to add you back.
And pledged Alpha Kappa Alpha. And she was one of my incredible role models growing up. And that was one of the big reasons I wanted to go to Howard University and pledge Alpha Kappa Alpha.
Not because you were attached to the culture, man, but because someone
had
you
to.
looked up to
Yeah.
went to Howard. And that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. But
That's
stop
okay.
pretending. We just don't want you to. You ain't got a lot to kick it, bro.
Yeah.
I promise you don't. Black people are going to accept you either way.
Yeah.
They are. So why you got to do all that extra stuff? You sit up on
Right.
TV telling fibs,
Right.
making up stuff about your granny. You get your granny is not even really your granny. It's just getting bad out here. And the
Yeah.
reason that this matters, like I said, is because it's just deception about a small thing that doesn't matter. Something small, so small and so little as race.
Yeah.
You're making it this massive thing and creating an elephant in the room. And when people go investigate and then we get to extrapolate from your words, your auntie Chris made you want to go to Howard because you looked up to her.
Yeah.
Go to Howard.
Go to Howard. Pledge Alpha Kappa Alpha. I mean, Alpha, whatever it was. Okay. You
AKA.
dated Billy
My
Brown.
auntie's an AKA.
You dated Montel. We get it. You have a, you have a
Like-
preference for black men. I don't know how you ended up with Dougie, but you did. I don't know how you ended up with
we
Tim
know
Waltz.
how. We know how.
Well,
We know what he is. We're not
You know
gonna
what?
say it, but we know what he is.
Yeah. Yes. You know what's interesting, and we'll dig into this. I don't want to get digressed from this because I want to go more into this interview. But I did a search today because I was like, what the hell does Doug Emhoff do anyways for a living? So I had literally spent like 30 minutes today scouring the internet to find out what the hell Doug Emhoff does.
Yeah.
And I finally found something that said he was like a financer of Hollywood films, but I
Really?
couldn't find a single film that he was attached to.
So see, this is what I mean. How can you be a financer of something when you've never financed something? How can you be the first of many?
Right.
He was one of the first. What does that even mean?
Yes. So now I'm just like, okay, this is weird that like there's not more information about Doug Emhoff and his line of work. Like he just, like for a woman, and again, I hate to make this about race, but like for a woman who's constantly talking about black men, like her whole thing is about talking about black men and black women. Like all she cares about is her policies have to like be about black men and black women. Why do you got a white VP? Why are you married a white man? If black people are so important to you, bring them up. Why didn't you put a black VP as your running person? There's plenty of more qualified black
Jamal
men.
Bowman. I thought she was gonna pick him.
Right. And
He
don't
was
tell
poised
me
to be the Speaker of the House.
Don't tell me Waltz
Come
just
on,
had better
Hakeem
polling.
Jeffries.
Nobody knew who Waltz was. Nobody knew.
Listen, he was the only one that would run with her. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah.
Nobody else wanted to run with Kamala. She called and they said, hell no.
Yeah, he was like 15, like number 15 on the list. And he was like, oh God, yeah. He was like all excited. You know how he is. Like he's just weird.
I'm a knucklehead,
I'm a
AKA
knucklehead.
liar. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you
I'll
know.
run with you.
Another freaking liar. Kamala's a liar. Dougie's a liar. Tim Waltz is a liar. Who else is a liar? You know her sister worked on Hillary's campaign. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Her sister Maya was part of Hillary's
Wow.
campaign. Dude, I'm telling you, this runs
All
deep.
connected.
This runs deep. What else you
She's
got from the
gonna
Shannon
lose.
interview? There was more good stuff in the
That
Shannon
was it.
interview. No.
Listen,
Come on.
everything else he was talking about, I didn't really care. When she said that, I said, this heifer just admitted she was not black.
Yeah.
You just admitted that you're black because you have a love for the culture, which is
Yeah.
fine. But I was like, why is this video not viral? There's so many people not paying attention to what she just said. Y'all need to go tag Candace in that so she could put it on the show.
Oh, I'm sure she'll talk about poor Candace. She's like knee deep in the genealogy right now. She's knee deep. But I watched that entire interview and I like posted about this online because I literally found myself like mouthing her interview because I knew all her answers because it's just her speech and slowed down conversation mode. I think that's why her interviews don't go as viral because she says nothing new.
Yeah.
Did you hear that what Joe Rogan said about her coming on his show?
No, what do you say?
Okay, so as you know, he had President Trump on his show and extended the same invitation to Kamala, and he posted on his Twitter page that in short, I'm just going to like summarize that he wanted to make sure that people knew she didn't turn down the interview for his show, but he did not want to agree to the stipulations of the interview, which was they wanted him to go to her. It was going to be no more than 1 hour, I believe. Those were the two stipulations. And Joe didn't want to agree. He was like, no, I wanted to do a long form interview like I do with all my guests. And I want to do it in my studio. Now, this is the problem. Kamala's speech is an hour and that's all she's got. Beyond an hour, she's an empty vessel. She's got nothing left to say. Okay. She's got nothing left to say. Trump, he could do 20 minutes. He could do an hour. He could do 3 hours. He could do 4 hours. He could talk forever and about everything. And none of his interviews, his rallies, yes, but none of his interviews are the same. They're all different.
You're being a Trump tard right now, but I'm going to let
again.
All his interviews are pretty much the same. The only one that was different was the one he did with that comedian that I was talking to you about.
Yeah.
And the one he did with Joe Rogan. I sat there and watched that.
The one he did
and listen to Trump because he just regurgitates the same thing. He talks
the one
a lot,
he did
bro.
The one he did with Titus for Fox News was one of the most different interviews I've ever heard. And it wasn't with Fox News. It was on Titus's podcast. Totally different.
Look and see myself because you being
totally personal. No, I'm not.
Today.
I'm not. Listen, I will say Trump is not the best in like formal interviews. He's boring to me. But these podcasts, he should have been doing this since last time.
For real.
Yeah, and JD Vance is going to be on Rogan now this week.
Yeah, I'll look at it. I have to send you a video from JD Vance. It's a complex issue, but I personally think you need to delve into this complex issue because it has a lot to do with this up and coming presidency.
Okay.
And I'll send you the clip. I'm not going to talk about it on here because I want to hear a perspective that we can't provide online, the conversations that we have offline. I really want to hear it.
That's serious.
It's that serious. I'm not even playing. I'm not being like overly dramatic. I'm super serious.
Was it a bad thing that he said?
It could be perceived.
It could be taken.
Way. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Somebody should look into that. But even if he did, he gave to a lot of Democrats back then. And this seems to be a reoccurring theme with him, bro. Like when he just doesn't want association, I don't know that person. Like I don't know what Project 2025 is. Man, if you don't quit lying and just tell them people you don't rock with it, I know what it is, but I just don't agree with it.
Yeah.
Stop the cap.
I mean, to be fair, I think he spoke to the donation and he was like, somebody called me up and said, hey, will you donate at the time? And I said, yes. It wasn't like he met with her. When you make a lot of money, you're looking to get rid of money in the form of donations because you got to. Otherwise, you end up in trouble with the IRS paying lots of money. So
I don't know if you saw this, but this is 50 Cent on the Breakfast Club. And I'm not even going to read the caption. You're just going to listen.
He's not wrong. I don't blame him, honestly. I think it's a smart business move. Who was it that came out recently? Oh, it was like Sarah Jessica Parker. Okay. She made a post on her page and she held up a Harris sign. And, I know that Sarah Jessica Parker is a Democrat, but I love Sex and the City. I'm a Sex and the City fan. I'm not one of these people that's like, well, they feel a certain way, so I can't watch their show. No, I listen to music from people who have been in jail, okay, for sexual assault of women or whatever the fake fast fact may be, because I can't deny the music's good. Yeah. I think it's good business for people to say, hey, I keep it separate. I may feel a certain way politically, but it's his right to say he doesn't want to do that. I
Because
don't
he's
think it means
scared
anything.
because of cancel culture.
Of
He's not going to
course.
say that on the Breakfast Club. Nobody should be afraid to come out and say what their politics are.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
And the fact that we have people that are like, just going to stay away from this, that's saying a lot, because if you stand for nothing, you fall for anything. So what we're looking at is it may be smart on the business level, but we're looking at someone that's not willing to say what they actually mean and mean what they say. Especially as a man, we don't
Yeah.
need that.
Yeah.
If you're a Trump supporter, which we know he is, because he came out the day of the election in 2020 and said Joe Biden is crazy as hell. He wants to do this, that, and the third. And then Chelsea Handler came out after that and said, 50 Cent, if you delete this tweet, I'll have sex with you again.
Oh,
and
wow.
then she came out again and
Yeah.
said she had to get him in check. I'm just like,
That's
who
right.
are
I
you
remember
talking
that.
about?
I remember that. I mean, you can't not you, but like people can't sit here and say, oh, 50 Cent's a punk. He's just afraid, because he's been known to say some crazy shit. And I think he's even working on some like wild documentary that's supposedly going to expose a lot of stuff with Diddy. That I don't know for sure, but it's not that he's afraid of controversy, but I think it's just smart business, like, with my business, I don't mix my business with my politics. You know what I mean? Like, listen, as long as your payment clears, that's all I care about. I don't give a damn who you vote for. Money don't discriminate over here. I don't give a damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have one more video. I have one more video for you to react to. I think everyone should go ahead and start hitting the likes up on this live. If you're watching, there are 14 people watching on Somewhere in the Middle. We should have 14 likes. There's 7 people on most channels. There's 7 people on mine. We should have all the likes. 32 people total. If you are watching here on Facebook, please do me a favor and share. This ad is one of the most diabolical ads that I have seen. Even more diabolical than the pro-choice ad that they put out when they tried to label conservative-leaning people authoritarian. Did you see that one where he pulled her over and was like, "Where you headed to?" And he's like,
I don't think so.
Turns out you haven't had your period in like 3 months. Who the freak is what conservative is tracking a woman's period? I have to sing you this. This was an ad, dude. I reacted to this on TikTok and it went crazy. This was the craziest ad I've ever seen.
Roll it. I want to see.
This one is not the abortion one. This is completely different, but this one is crazy too.
Okay.
Your turn, honey.
In the one place in America where women still have a right to choose, you can vote any way you want. And no one will ever know.
Did you make the right choice?
Sure did, honey. Remember, what happens in the booth stays in the booth. Vote Harris Walls. Vote Common Good is responsible for the contents of this ad.
Now, what did you take from that? You're muted.
I took from that their husbands wanted them to vote a different way, and they just lied basically and went in there and voted for Kamala Harris and Walls. And they just said, like, it's our choice.
My body, my vote, my choice.
Yeah. That's what I took. Did I take it right?
You did. But the imagery in here is often missed, right? If we look at the room, there's American flags everywhere. This is her husband right here. Can you guys see my mouse?
Yeah.
The blue? Okay.
Yeah.
This is the husband that is walking over to her so that she can go vote. And she's sitting here talking to this woman, okay? Look.
Your turn, honey.
Look at what's on the front of his hat. American pride, the white guy, right?
The eagle.
The eagle. He represents the white the enemy in this country, the white man, right? And he says, "You ready to vote, honey?"
Honey.
In the one place in America where women still have a right to choose.
In the one place in America where women still have the right to choose.
I'm low-key surprised that both of these women were white, because these people. Okay, go ahead.
Did you got a rhinestone American flag?
Yeah, she's
on
all
your
decked
hat.
out.
All decked out, right?
You can vote any way you want. and no one will ever know.
She was
No
gonna.
one ever knows to begin with. The
Yeah.
only thing they know is that you voted.
Yeah.
They don't know who you voted for. They don't know what
Exactly.
party you voted for. They know how you're registered, but they know nothing about how you're voting. So why are you making it seem like this woman has to hide her vote from her husband for fear of what?
Right.
What married couple doesn't discuss politics even if they disagree? Me and my husband disagreed on politics
Yes.
for the beginning, a long portion of the beginning of our relationship. I was
Yeah.
a Democrat.
Yeah.
I openly shared who I was voting for. I didn't hide it. Why are we demonizing men? I don't get it.
This is so crazy.
It's it's crazy.
I wish when I went and voted, I could have had like a little box like that so I could like give the eye to some chick across from me and be like,
dude,
you're voting for
Look-
Trump, right?
look at what she said. In the
What is the
voting
catch?
booth, women still have the right to choose. Women never lost the right to choose.
See that
You
this
can
is same,
still go get an AB.
This is yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. These are the same type of situations where they're like, oh, you can go get an abortion and nobody will know.
Nobody. I'm like, bro, what? Your vote is already private. What are we doing
Right.
here?
Right.
That whole ad that I saw, I said, wow. There is no flipping way that they put this ad out to make it seem like you have to hide.
Soonie, wait, what is this? Is that a what's his name?
That's
The
Whoopi
radio
Goldberg
host?
and the black man in blackface.
Yeah, that's
No, that's not
is
Howard
that
Stern, that's the actor.
that's her that was her boyfriend, Ted is that Ted Danson?
Yeah, at the time.
Oh,
This is Ted Danson, yeah.
oh god.
Look at him. Look at him. Ain't that what the Schmachis did? Okay.
Oh.
Be quiet.
Oh my lord. Okay, what other topic did we have? So we've been talking about, do we have, let me see. Wait. Do we have any more clips? Do I have any more clips? Do you have any more clips for me before we
I
move on to the
do.
next topic for related to the candidates or voting?
No. Well, I don't know. I mean, could Ramaswamy is connected to voting?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
part of it. Yeah.
What up, Noel? How you doing? I haven't seen you in these lives in a minute. So good to see you here, man. So, you know me, this is my passion, and I just wanted to get your reaction to it, just because I know what you're gonna say.
Okay. You seem to know.
Our message to gay Americans tonight is this: you're free to marry who you want, if you want, without the government standing in your way. But that doesn't mean that boys get to compete with girls in girls' sports, or you do genital mutilation and chemical castration on our children.
So I don't agree with the marriage part. I would say you're free to marry, or not marry, but be with who you want as an adult. But I don't agree with the marriage part. No. Marriage is a commitment you make in front of God to me. So you can't make a gay marriage commitment in front of God.
Mo, do you know how hard I'm gonna go when this election is over?
What are you
On
gonna go?
all these Republicans that have been saying crazy things like that. Ramaswamy's not the first person to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
During the GOP convention, they completely changed the platform, the party platform.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay. Log cabin Republicans.
You're gonna go hard though after this election.
Oh.
Oh,
People are
Lord.
going to be like, you voted for this guy. I sure did. And you better get in office and do what you said you were going to do. And the
Yeah.
second you deviate and you do something that is, I'm going to say antithetical to what you said you were going to do, and you start supporting all this woke stuff, guess who's going to be the first person to open her mouth? I'm going in.
She going in.
I'm going in, man.
I wanted to ask you, what did you think about dude, freaking Red Pill? She's like, no, I don't want the White House to smell like curry. We already know you hate Vivek. We already know. She's like, never mind. I'm not gonna say it. Anyways, the comments that they've been making, likening Trump to a Nazi, especially since he had his rally at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
And they said, there's a comparison to the 1939 Nazi rally that was held here. Not mentioning that Bill Clinton was made the Democratic nominee there also when he ran for president. What do you think now that we can say the word Nazi because it's a topic, right? Like Nazi. Like, let's just say it now because we're free. Okay, everybody's a Nazi,
Yeah.
Hitler drank water, Trump drank water. He's a Nazi. Did you drink water? Because Hitler drank water. That makes us a Nazi.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, apparently.
What do you think? What do you think about that?
I think it's dangerous. I think it's dangerous messaging. I think
Yeah.
Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have done a great job of being divisive leaders.
Yeah.
He called us trash. She called us fascist supporters. They're now calling us Nazis. So I think all people over here need to do is just kind of sit back and eat the popcorn, bro. Because what they're doing is very divisive. It's dangerous. And it really pissed me off. I'm kind of over it. The initial response was her doing that press conference.
Yeah.
And doing that he said, she said crap and likening him to Hitler and using that
She
Vanessa,
said he said that he wanted a cabinet like
he
Hitler's
wanted a cabinet.
army.
Yes. And then after that, she did several interviews calling him a fascist. And then after that, you had several Democratic leaders and Representative Charlemagne. Kamala Harris needs to go more harder at him being a fascist. You guys don't understand the implications that you're making. When you talk about fascism, you bring up figures like Mussolini. Mussolini starved an entire nation of people and fed them castor oil. Okay? He literally colonized land. He unalived millions. He unalived 257,000 Ethiopians. And according to Hitler, according to the Holocaust Research Institute, Hitler unalived 6 million Jews. So you got to show me where the correlation begins, because the only thing you have is that in that definition of fascism is a national populist, a nationalist, but someone simply being a nationalist does not equate fascism, and that's dangerous because a lot of people in this country don't know that definition. They have no clue what fascism means.
Yeah.
Kind of like Chandler Crump sat on Jubilee and didn't know what the hell Marxism was. You can't do that, bro, because then they get to flip it and say you don't even know what it means, so how can you fight against it? Listen, that's a dangerous precedent to set, and they are going to galvanize a good portion of this country to set some shit off. And I hope it doesn't happen in my lifetime, but it's really dangerous rhetoric, and it's sad that we are in a country that has half of this population willing to say a bunch of untrue things about someone who's willing to support a Trump ticket. That's really sad.
Yeah. Well, Kamala Harris was asked about it in an interview today, and here's what she said.
Governor Walz yesterday. He compared Trump's rally on Sunday to that of one of the Nazi rallies in the 30s at Madison Square Garden. Do you compare that? Do you find that a similar comparison?
Listen, this election is in 7 days, and I think the American people have a very clear choice. And on the one hand, you have Donald Trump, who is constantly fanning the flames of division and hate.
You guys are literally
Go ahead.
You're literally fanning the flames of division and hate when you liken not only a presidential candidate, but Americans as freaking Nazis.
Yep.
What are you talking about? You're divisive. This entire administration has been divisive. You guys were divisive in your campaigning. You're divisive now, and you'll be divisive on your way out.
Agreed.
What sense does it make to call half of the population fascist or Nazis?
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's disgusting.
It's gross.
You want to see another funny Kamala clip?
I do.
I think from that same interview.
Oh, God. I'm scared.
I think it is.
Daniel, you can come up.
So, Trump, or I'm sorry, she was asked about President Trump calling for her to take a cognitive test.
Donald Trump was on Joe Rogan, and he called you, Madam Vice President, a very low IQ person, and said, I think she needs to take a cognitive test. I think Kamala should have a test because there's something missing. There's something wrong with her. Donald Trump.
She knew better than to respond to that. Say something. Say something.
I gotta address this. Okay, so this is my friend Angela. Okay, the airport eyes. This is a funny story. Okay, so when I take a trip to Colorado, Mo indulges in a little gummy, because when you're in Colorado, you do as the Coloradans do. And I was in an airport one time with the girls, Heather and Angela, and I saw a raging she, I don't know what it was, liberal, standing to the side of Heather. Okay, so I'm trying to get Heather's attention, and I just, at this point, the gummy has hit deep. Okay, the gummy has hit deep. Our plane is delayed, I think, or something, or we got there early. I'm literally standing there, and I'm like trying to get Heather. The words couldn't come out of my mouth, and I'm just crazy eyes. I was just like, Heather, look over there, dude. Heather, who was also on the gummy, was like, what the fuck are you trying to say? Anyways, I digress. It was funnier to us than it probably is to you guys, but
we definitely had to be there.
I don't have the giggles. It was so funny, you guys. It was so funny.
What else? I think that's it. No, I wanted you to watch this Megyn Kelly.
Okay.
Clip.
Go
So
ahead.
I think this was today. Yeah, she was complaining about the Trump rally, and she sounds like a total feminist, even though
I hate
she's
her.
not. She just has her moments where she's just annoying.
It wasn't a Nazi rally. All that's nonsense. But I'm telling you, even for me, and I voted for Donald Trump last week, it was too brotastic. Okay? It was. You're trying to win an election in which you're hemorrhaging female voters. Maybe when you present in front of hundreds, thousands at least, at Madison Square Garden, you clean up the bro talk just a little.
What? Dude.
She's not done.
So you don't alienate women in the middle of America who are already on the fence about Republicans. Do they have no women advising their campaign? Is there no actual woman sitting behind the scenes, coming up with the guest lineup and saying, let's just have a word with the guys who are going to be speaking about, this isn't the bar. This isn't their living room. This is a campaign. This is politics. We're trying to get him elected. We don't need to rally the base.
What do you think?
She's talking about the comedians, particular, or what is she talking about?
Talking about the Madison Square Garden. She's talking about the people that got up there and spoke and just had filthy mouths and swearing left and right. What do you think?
I agree somewhat. I do agree somewhat because, like I said, time and place. I agree with the time and place thing. But it was New York.
Oh my God!
I knew you were gonna hit me with that. You just want divisiveness between us. You just want to fight, is what you want.
You earned it today. I haven't given Mo the badge in I don't know how long, but you earned it.
Can we get a clip of me? We need to get a clip recorder to me just saying, "Shut up, Soonie." I need to be able to hit a button. Okay, back to Kamala.
And then in that path, knowing that we also have the honor and the duty of excelling in every way possible, being able to see what is possible and not be burdened by other people's limited ability to see the same. And we stand then in that path, knowing that we also have the honor and the duty of excelling in every way possible, being able to see what is possible and not be burdened by other people's limited ability to
Okay,
see the same. And we
do me a
stand.
favor.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Do me a favor. Send me that clip. I'm gonna
Yeah.
grab the transcript, and I'm
Okay.
gonna throw the
You want me to act it
transcript
out?
into a AI model, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna see if the AI model understands what Kamala's saying. I think this could be fun.
That's gonna be so
We're gonna
funny.
see, because I'm gonna say, hey, can you break this down for me? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. You sent it to me on Instagram. Okay. I see it.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Joe Biden, man, I can't believe he called us trash.
Dude, I wanted to do like a skit like where I was using the I'm from a middle class family, but like have like different people saying stuff and then just like that being edited in. It's
Go
my
for it.
favorite line. Listen, it's my favorite line of hers. I love how she tried to sneak in she tried to change up the let's not be unburdened by what has been. She tried to like switch it up on us. Like, but for those of us true Kamala fans, we know what's up, Kamala. We know that you tried to like switch it up on us, but we know you were trying not to say unburdened by what has been.
Because you knew we didn't understand it the first time you said it, but now you just confused us even more. So much
Yeah.
so that I gotta ask AI to break down what you said. That's a shame.
Yeah. Dude, Soonie, we forgot the most epic Kamala clip of today. Okay.
What?
And then I hope I have the other one. So this was today. Okay. You guys have to watch this. This is wild. Okay. Take a look at this.
Okay, now I want each of you to shout your own name. Do that. Because it's about all of us. It's about all of us.
Man, that was Akko Taco. That was Akko Taco. Like they were like, shout our own name.
Wait a
Why
minute.
would-
How long is that? How long is that clip you sent me?
It's not that long.
It's 16 seconds.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I don't know. I don't think I can see it on my computer.
Okay. 'Cause
It shouldn't be
didn't pull
that
up.
long.
All right. I'm now about to put it in Chat GPT.
Okay, wait. Let me just keep playing funny. Dude, she is like the gift that keeps on giving. Hold on. So this was her at a Black Philadelphia church. If you guys haven't heard this one, this has to be my favorite now. This one.
Weeping may endure for a night.
But joy come in the morning.
Joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning, and church morning is on its way.
Oh, God, I love Preacher Kamala. I
She's
think Preacher
horrific.
Kamala is my favorite.
She's horrific. Okay. You guys want to see what I'm doing? All right. So this is what she said. Can you guys see that, or is it too small?
It's a little bit, well, for me, it's too small, but I don't have my glasses.
Okay. Well, this is the prompt that I put in. I said, hey, remove the timestamps for me so that we can see what she said. And this is what she said. And we stand then in that path, knowing that we also have the honor and the duty of excelling in every way possible, being able to see what is possible and not burdened by what other people's limited ability to see the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what is this saying? Okay.
I can't read what it says, but what does it say?
This is what it says. I said, what is this saying? This passage is expressing a sense of purpose, responsibility, and vision. It suggests that standing on a path with purpose, the speaker feels that they are on a mindful or meaningful journey or mission, honor and duty to excel. They feel a responsibility not just to succeed, but to excel, as if it is an honorable duty, seeing beyond limitation. The speaker emphasizes the importance of envisioning what is possible and not being limited by others' narrow perspectives. In essence, it's about rising to one's fullness potential and not being discouraged by others who may not share the same ambition. So that is what
Wow.
ChatGPT is
Chat
saying that she's
GPT
saying
is
here.
is smart. I mean, if they could make sense of that.
Hey, listen. So then I said, can you give me a summary of what she's saying? And is there any inconsistencies, right? The
Mhm.
speaker is conveying a message of determination and visionary thinking. She emphasizes, don't ask me how they know it's a she, because I never said anything about who this is.
Ooh,
Okay?
that's weird.
Don't
Maybe
ask me.
because you know why? Because it was just a lot of jibber jabber, and ChatGPT knows that women talk too much.
She emphasizes the importance of not being limited by others' inability to see the same potential or goals. This message is consistent in that it promotes the idea of staying committed to one's vision and duty without being weighed down. However, if her broader statements elsewhere contradict this focus on vision or self-determination, for example, if she has previously implied limitations on what is possible, then it might suggest inconsistency.
That's
So
too much for me.
she said, this is too much for you. Pretty much what it's saying is the contradiction would come in if Kamala says that we are limited. That's all it said. So the contradiction of don't be burdened by what other people's narrow-minded views are is a complete contradiction to what she runs on, because black people are behind the 8 ball, gay people are behind the 8 ball, but her message is don't be
Don't let that hold you back.
burdened. Exactly.
Why can't you just say don't let your situation or your circumstances hold you back. Period, point blank. Like that's all you got to say.
Because she trying to sound deep and wonderful. Okay, that's why. When you get people that want to sound deep and wonderful, they don't really say anything. They just say a bunch of words that sound good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, one more.
She's so let down.
I'm so let down.
Understood that.
I mean, here's what I got to say. Like, you haven't sold me on ChatGPT's intelligence is all I got to say. Okay, so you guys say like I don't have a heart sometimes for some things, or maybe I do have a heart, but this is really where my compassion is going to shine through, because for a second, I'm gonna put this on full screen. For a second, I felt so bad for Kamala in this moment, and you may not be able to see it because I can't make it any bigger, but this was her at, I want to say it was like a Michigan rally. And a protester was yelling something about her when she was speaking about what she's speaking about here. And you're going to see her reaction to it. The girl looked like she wanted to cry. Okay. And the first thing that I thought was, what are you going to do when some world leader like says some shit to you? And this is how you're going to react? Like, you can't even take it from a protester. Let me just play it.
We are fighting for America's future. And we
So he says, no more Gaza war, is what he says.
Yeah.
understand the opportunity we have before us to turn the page on the fear.
She's like, wait, let me get back to the full size us. She's like, on the fear. And she's just
like, are y'all gonna help me?
Or you know, like that thing like where you don't want people to see you're crying, so you're just like, I'm gonna
Play
look
it
off to the
again?
side. I'll play it in a second. It's gonna replay. Hold on. Okay, I'll replay it.
We are fighting for America's future. And we understand the opportunity we have before us to turn the page on the fear.
She closed her book.
Yeah. It was I didn't notice that, but it's almost like she looks at them and she's like, "Get me out of here." I couldn't understand what the rest he what maybe if we can put the audio of what he's saying into
Yeah.
like a the caption thing.
Yeah.
But after that, like whatever he said and whatever was going on there, she found it difficult to carry on.
You wanna know
And
why?
and this isn't the first time that she's been heckled. So I want to really understand what happened.
Because of the subject matter.
Right.
Because Democrats always play the SJW.
Mhm.
It's what black people know them for. It's what all the countries around this world know them for. And now they're not playing SJW and they're saying Israel's got a right to do what it's doing. She is, I agree with you 100%, Daniel Price. She is never going to touch this subject because she knows what's up.
Mhm.
So that panic, yeah, some of these Democrat voters that absolutely care about what's going on over there, specifically black voters, I think she's going to have a hard time with them. I don't think that this Gaza-Israel war is going to be an afterthought like people think when going to the voting booth. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to go away. George
Yeah.
Floyd didn't go away. Breonna Taylor didn't go away. This is just that on a massive level.
Mhm. Yeah.
Woo. That's a good video.
That's a good video, right? I'm gonna send it to you because I need you to find out.
That's funny.
I need you to find out what the deepness of this all.
It's gonna get ugly no matter who wins. You know, Trump. I 100% believe he will inherit a war.
Yeah.
But in terms of talking about why she could look worried, I think she knows a significant portion of her base has been looking for her to say something in not protection, but in support of the Palestinian people out there, in support of Gaza and Hamas, because that's normally the angle that they take.
Yeah.
It is. And this is different. And not many people are used to seeing Democrats take this side on issues.
Mm-hmm.
It'll hurt her. It'll hurt her in the long run. Trump, he's different because he's a guy. He's like, hey, look, I sat down across some BB. I'm not happy with how he's conducting this. But they have every right to respond. She hasn't come out and say that. Every time she speaks on it, we're going to make sure Israel has what it needs in terms of its defense. Israel has every right. She called for a ceasefire 3 months into the whole thing, shebang bang. Before then, she was catching flack for being silent. So this is not something she's going to speak on. I think this is probably one subject that Kamala Harris is terrified of. Terrified.
Yeah. There was another clip where somebody was kind of like, because it's the same speech she does, right? So when she got to that part, she stopped and she said, I think it's the same one, like where she did the Akko, like, okay, everybody say your name now. I think it was that one. She stopped and she said, I'm going to stop the war. Like she kind of tried to address it before. I'm going to find it for you. Because that speech wasn't that long, but yeah, she tried to jump ahead of it because it seems like every rally she's at, she gets this type of like heckling. So that's why it was interesting that this particular one, it really seemed to shake her. Something else happened there that it got under her skin. It was either visual,
because it's not stopping. The first time it happened was when they were in her rally, and this is before Atlanta.
Yeah.
And she said, look, do you want to win an election or not? Do you remember when she stopped her speech and said that?
Yes.
That was when the Palestinian hecklers came in. Another time they came in, she had that same stoic response of talking to people like they're children.
Yeah.
And I think, like I said, I think because they see this is not stopping and people aren't getting over it, I think they could potentially be worried about a lot of different factors. Men, the Arab vote, the Amish vote, because they came out in droves. And
the Muslims, said,
I don't know. She might be a little worried.
I think she's for sure worried. The question is, I want to ask you this. Because like people are like, oh, it's going to be a landslide. Oh, look at Chad's here. He's feeling better. Chad hurt his tail, but as you guys can see, he's feeling better. All right, buddy. God, Chad. Okay. Some say that it's going to be a landslide. Some people say it's going to be a very close race.
Mhm.
If you had to pick one state that you think it's going to come down to, that's going to be like a very iffy state in this election, which one do you think that's going to be?
Ooh. Michigan and New Hampshire.
Okay.
I think Ohio's going to be pretty red. I think Pennsylvania is going to go red. And that's just solely based on watching CNN's coverage of them trying their hardest to find a Kamala Harris supporter, and they cannot. They spent hours trying to find it. Courtesy of Don Lemon, he said this live on TV. We had a hard time trying to find a Kamala Harris voter. So I think you're going to have Pennsylvania and New Hampshire that might be a bit of like a sticky spot. And maybe even Wisconsin. I don't know. Wisconsin was kind of weird last year. Not last year, but in 2020. I'm sorry, y'all. So those are the only two states that I can see.
Okay. What are the key states again to win? You have to win North Carolina.
You have to win North Carolina,
Georgia,
Pennsylvania, Georgia,
Arizona.
Arizona. There's three more. Arizona,
Ohio,
Wisconsin, Ohio, and pretty sure it's New Hampshire.
Okay. See, I kind of feel like it's going to come down to Georgia again.
Did it come down to Georgia last time? I felt like
Did
it came
it?
down to more than just Georgia.
It was like Georgia. Maybe it was Georgia and Arizona. There was a couple
It was
last
Georgia,
time.
Arizona, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania was up there. Ohio went red. And Wisconsin was another one that was up there.
Yeah. So, yeah, Arizona was one that was iffy at the end, I remember. And Georgia was the other one that I remember. And I know that there was another one.
Yeah.
Now, I saw a report today that they were like, oh, Arizona's looking like it's going to pull more Republican. But like judging by the whole Carrie Lake thing that was going on there, I'm not so sure Arizona is a shoo-in for voting red this year. I'm a little bit concerned for Arizona that they may be blue.
For the Senate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Okay. So, but I kind of feel with all the stuff going on in Georgia, I feel like Georgia is going to be one of those key states at the end. I don't know.
Yeah. Daniel Price. Daniel, I'm from PA, bro. I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania. Nobody is tripping about that statement. I'm just saying. Just from people that I know that are there, nobody is even talking about the Puerto Rican comment.
No, in fact, let me show this. I don't want to get back on this topic, but I wanted to show this video, and I'm glad Daniel brought it back up because it makes for the perfect segue for me to show it. Trump had some type of something in Pennsylvania, and here's what the Puerto Rican said.
President, I just wanted to tell you that I moved here in 1981 from Puerto Rico, and I want you to know that Puerto Rico stands behind you, and Puerto Rico loves you.
Well, we love it. I know it very well, and we helped you through a lot of bad storms. I'll tell you, we had some really bad ones. You remember you were there when I brought the hospital ship against everyone's advice, and we got it in there and took care of a lot of people. But I think no president's done more for Puerto Rico than I have. So thank you. That's really nice of you to say. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So there you go. I'm not that she speaks for all Puerto Ricans, but
Yeah. I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people, I think the media, just like the media kind of sensationalized Kamala's emergence into the presidential campaign.
Yeah.
She's losing steam every interview she does because the lady can't talk.
Yeah.
She can't talk to save her life, and she cannot articulate what she plans to do with this policy.
Yeah.
So, yes, I did see the Joe Rogan podcast with Donald Trump. I sure did.
Dude, what's the count at? How many people have like seen that now?
The Joe Rogan interview. Let me see.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, it was at 11 million.
Oh, I think it's like way above that now.
And that was a couple hours after it was posted.
Yeah, it went up really
Let me
quick.
see. Joe Rogan podcast Trump. Let's see.
39 million. Woo!
39 million? Yeah, almost 40 million.
Yikes. It's a lot of peeps.
Even the clips that he's got, 2.4 million, 1.7 million.
Yeah.
Good interview, man. Good interview. It was long as
Anyways.
heck, but it was good.
Let us know in the comments who you guys like, what state you guys think is going to come down to in the end. Because you know it always comes down to something. And then, of course, there's like some states that are like shutting off voting after the day of the election. There's some states that are like, well, like Georgia, that says it might take a few days to count the votes. See, that type of shit makes me nervous. You know, then you got Pennsylvania. They're having issues with their machines. Texas has been having issues with their machines. Like, you know.
Well, this is the prediction from 270 to win for the 2024 presidential race. And it has Republicans getting 219, and it has this is before the swing states factored in. It's got Republicans at 219 and Democrats at 226. Can you guys see the map?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is the prediction. Now, in order to win, Trump would need Georgia. He would need North Carolina, Pennsylvania. That puts him at 270.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say.
I think he's going to
How do
get
I
North
change
Carolina.
I think he's going to get North Carolina too.
For sure. Yeah, he'll get. Let's talk
So-
about which ones will he for sure get that we know,
All
like
right,
without
so
a doubt.
let's do. You're saying Georgia's a toss-up, right?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
we'll leave Georgia off of there. We have South Carolina, always goes to Republicans. We're going to say North Carolina. I think he's going to take Michigan. So I'll put
Mhm.
Michigan red. I think he's going to take Arizona. And I think he's going to take Nevada. I personally think he's going to win Nevada.
I think, yeah, for sure. I think he's going to take anything that's remotely close to a border state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where they're having immigrant issues for sure.
Yeah. And if we
Um,
gave Georgia and Wisconsin to Kamala, that would put her at 252. But those 4 states that we selected, those 3 states that we selected, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
North Carolina, Michigan, 4 states, I was right. Arizona and Nevada would put Trump at 286.
This is a good question. What state do you think will flip? I am going to say New York.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
And I'll tell you why, because they have a very tough problem on their hands with the immigrant stuff. I think they're going to flip. I don't even want to say California.
California's not flipping.
I don't think so. Because we always think California, and I think it's just like,
New York's definitely not flipping, bro.
dude, but what if it does?
I know it's what people want, but he doesn't need New York to win.
No, he doesn't need it. But the question was, what states will flip?
I don't think it'll be New York at all.
Okay, what do you think? What do you think?
The states to flip?
Yeah, Marlene,
Maybe Georgia. Georgia.
That's a good
maybe
one.
Nevada. I think Nevada will flip. I'm not sure about Wisconsin. That's one that I'm just like, I don't know about yet. Hold on, I have a phone call.
Maybe we should start like a what is it called that y'all do? The basketball. What is it y'all basketball people do? You guys or football? You do like some type of like little spread
Brackets.
A bracket.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do like election brackets, like where we talk about this type, like who's gonna flip. That'd be fun.
We can do that.
That would be fun. You would have to do it because I don't know nothing about no brackets.
I got you. I don't know why I think New Mexico. No, I don't think New Mexico would flip.
I think so because
Agree.
of border.
No tax on tips. Nevada will vote red. I'm telling you, there's a lot of Trump flags that I see out here. More so than Kamala. I see Kamala signs, but only if you go closer to the strip.
Yeah.
is when you start to see those. But I don't really see any Kamala signs.
Yeah. And California, because I used to live out there, they've been hating Newsom. Okay. They have billboards anti Newsom. They have commercials anti Newsom. But somehow, because he lives in the corrupt state of California, that, his auntie, Kamala's from California, auntie, what's her name? Auntie Nancy's over there. His tentacles go too deep into Washington for him to lose his spot.
So let's just say we take California and Wisconsin off, and we flip California red.
Mm-hmm.
This puts Trump way over the 270 mark, and it leaves Democrats at 207. If they take
that would be a
Wisconsin,
landslide.
It puts them at 217. Now, I don't think something like this will happen. I just don't. California is not flipping red.
That would be wild. When's the last time California was red?
I don't even know. Probably not in my lifetime. That's for sure.
Oh, see, I was missing Kevin. He said my forehead could be a state. I love you.
Marlandon says 1988 was the last time.
Really?
1984 was the
Okay.
last time California went red, and that was Reagan.
Okay.
So it's been over 30 years since California's went red. You really think it's going to flip red?
I don't think. I don't.
No.
But there
You
are
said
people
New
here
York,
that
right?
I said New York. Yeah, I said
When was
New
the
York.
last time New York was red?
Somebody
Ever?
tell us. When's the last time?
Either way, it looks like she's barely beating him, bro. She's got to take. She's gonna get Minnesota, that's for sure, because of Tim Walz. I think she's gonna take Wisconsin, and I think the toss-up will be Georgia,
1984.
and Pennsylvania, 1984. So once again, over 30 years.
That would be
Over
more
30
historic
years.
than California. Woo! If that happens, people are fed up.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised, because I do think people are fed up. But at the same time, I feel like it's a bit of a pipe dream. I think we might be getting too excited too quick. Just wait to see what happens. But we got this from the viral content. It says, don't know who needs to hear this, but if you live in Congressional District 6, please get your ballots in today. So far, these are the ballots that are returned. 79,000 for the Dems, 74,000 for the Republicans, and 47K for the Independents. Republicans hold near a 30K voter registration lead over Dems. Dems have led in returns every day so far. Well, I think this is because a lot of people are not interested in early voting or mail-in voting. I think there's going to be a lot of people that show up the day of to go vote.
Because there's a lot of stigma around
There's
doing early voting.
concerns. Yep.
Concerns, yeah.
So this election will be fun, guys. We
so
are going
excited.
to cover it. I'm going to start doing more coverage
Yeah.
on early voting. The road to 270, of course. We'll have several interactive maps up. I can't wait to do election again. Last time I did an election was fun.
Yeah.
Now, I go deep. I'm just telling you now. I'm not one of those surface level coverage people.
I know.
We're
I did
gonna
this
go
with you
deep.
already. I did this with you
When?
already. We did the
We did
last
2020
election.
together?
No, not 2020. Whatever the Joe Biden when Trump lost.
You're talking about
midnight.
the midterms.
Yeah, the midterm. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyways, I'm excited, y'all. It's going to be next Tuesday's show.
Yep.
That
show.
Listen, y'all better not show up late. Like I better hit the go live button and y'all better be there waiting. Okay. Just and I understand that y'all have lives, you guys got to do stuff. That's fine.
Yeah.
Just log into the stream, leave it running, go do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But just give us the views, please. Go. You don't have to sit there and watch it the whole time. We understand it's gonna be a long
day.
show.
Yeah.
But
we'll probably pause and take breaks. We'll probably run some things while we're not here. I'm sure we'll take a break to go to lunch. I'm going to be voting that day. We're going to go the same day and vote. You can do that in the state of Nevada.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun coverage. We're gonna have guests on. We're gonna have Joe Collins on. I'm gonna bring a bunch of people who have already ran. Joe Collins, Liddell. I'm gonna bring on economists. I'm gonna bring on financial people. We're gonna have fun. This will be a really fun live. The coverage, if you did the 2020 coverage with me, you had fun. I had over 1,000 people watching tonight. That was freaking fun.
Yeah. Okay,
Hopefully
but wait.
we can recreate that moment.
Let's talk really quick about food, okay? Because this is very important. We're going to be here for a long time. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking my spread will be. I'm gonna get some definitely some wings or maybe some Popeyes. Like it's got to be like comfort food all the way because I'm good. No, because I'm gonna eat my feelings that day. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be stress eating. So it's gonna be like wings or fried chicken. It's just gonna be like heavy starches and carbs. Definitely gonna have some assorted candy goods, like some like Sour Patch Kids, like watermelon. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna have some candy. Maybe like a cocktail, some white. Like I'm just gonna like set up an area in front of me so that there's just gonna be like food accessible at all times. So start thinking about what your election day meal is gonna be, because this might be the last meal that we can afford. Like
you're so stupid.
It's either gonna be the last of our struggle meal or the beginning of more struggle meals to come.
Bring your struggle meals. It started early.
Yeah, bring your struggle meals. I might make a tuna sandwich with some Kool-Aid.
The white boy too. Listen, we got to make the white boy tacos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got to make the white boy tacos.
Oh,
all
my mouth is
of
salivating.
the polls so far, not even the polls, but all of the forecasts so far show Trump winning 52 times out of 100 versus Kamala Harris. Now,
please let the polls be right.
These are simulated electoral college outcomes, okay? It's not like it's actually real. They just study trends and they see where America... these people study exit polls. That's how they come up with a lot of their data. They study exit polls and then they look at the polls in general. I see that. Mo's going to carjack a taco truck and park it outside. She'll abduct the cook too. When it's over, she'll plead temporary insanity due to hunger and be sentenced to 100 hours of quinceañeras.
Y'all crack me up. I love it.
White people taco night.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys tune in next Tuesday. We will have an election night. I will be making a bunch of different graphics. We're going to go all out. Yeah. Do you have anything else? I ran out of topics.
No, I'm done. Like my mouth is salivating. I need to go eat something right now.
Well, this was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope to see you next Tuesday. When are we going to start? Because I know we're going to start early.
Yeah, we need to talk about it a little bit more. We may need to do like maybe one of us starts, the other one, like you said, tag in and out, and then there will be a moment where we all come together.
Okay.
For the finale.
For the finale.
Woo! I'm gonna have to listen. Don't be messaging me the day of. I'm gonna be trying to get some sleep. Okay. I gotta get some sleep. I gotta get some stuff done. I gotta talk to Chad because I may need to send him to Ohio with the Haitians.
Tell Chad to come on.
I may
not.
Get
his perspective.
Chad?
Yeah.
Chad just doesn't want to be eaten. That's it. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Chad. Black Lives Matter.
Cats and dogs.
Black Lives Matter. That's what Chad says. He's a black cat. He just wants you to know. Right, Chatty?
Man.
Right, Chatty Daddy?
I think Chad's mad at you.
Yeah. Oh, and then on top of that, Jesus, hair's everywhere. On top of that, okay, a freaking pit bull shows up at my door. Cutest thing ever. And now I got a pit bull in my house. Okay. I've posted everywhere to find the owner. Nobody's answering. I got to take a dog it kills me to take the dog to I can't have a freaking pit bull. I can't have another dog. Does anybody live in Dallas and wants a cute pit bull? We named him Clayton Bigsby already.
You would name a black dog Clayton Bigsby. See?
Well,
is he black or white?
No, here's the kicker. He's white. And that's why his name is Clayton Bigsby, because Clayton thought he was white.
See, look, listen. Don't be listening to her. She over here racist. Maybe Clayton Bigsby and shit. Family
Well, I told Dave, I'm like, he's not our dog. I'm not going to keep a dog, but we have to name him, and he had to have some type of like black
But you could
affiliate.
name him Felony or some shit. Like
I voted for I said Tyrone because I needed him to have a black
get the
name.
fuck off my screen.
No, I needed him to have a black name. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Tyrone.
Tyrone. He looks like a Tyrone. He's super cute. I would he's big. I would have him up here, but Chad's up here and Chad's not used to him.
It wouldn't go good. That's what she's saying.
So
Did
if
y'all hear
anybody
that?
lives in Dallas and wants a cute pit bull, let me know.
I would tell you, I love pit bulls. Those are my favorite kind of dogs. I
Sweetest
love
dog.
pits, bro. I grew up with pit bulls.
Sweetest dog. And I have like some dogs right now that I'm boarding, and I was like, oh shit, I need to make sure he's good with them. So like that's why I was kind of late today, because we took them all out like on a group walk, because that's the quickest way to make sure everybody's like in harmony. And he's good. They're all good. They're down there playing. Yeah.
Dutchie's good. Do you guys know that this is just a sheet behind me? Can you tell?
A sheet?
This is just a sheet.
It's not a projected image? It's not green
No.
screen?
This is green screen, but it's just a sheet.
Oh, yeah. It's the green sheet. No, you can't tell. That looks like a...
Does it look like I'm knocking on the wall?
Yeah, and it even sounded like it. What the hell? What? That's weird.
Oh, Mo might come out with the Sharkeisha and Bonquisha next. Listen,
Bonquisha.
I'm gonna rage quit if you come out with names like that. Watermelonia, Obamonisha. Yeah, I'm getting
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
I did want to have two animals named Pac and Biggie, but oh my god, I can't take any more animals.
This is just too much. Well, yeah.
All right, guys.
I'm hungry. It's 8:00. I have to
Me
go say
too.
goodnight to my babies.
I gotta
Thank
pee.
you so much for hanging with us. I hope you enjoyed our political commentary, and make sure you come back Tuesday. Okay.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.
So when you're done getting high,